Is Cyberpunk 2077 coming back with the new DLC Phantom Liberty? This comes from IGN. CD Projekt Red has announced that Cyberpunk 2077's first major expansion is called Phantom Liberty and will only be released for PS5, Xbox Series S and X, PC, and Stadia. They're still holding on to Stadia. God bless them.
Nice.
Announced during its Night City Wire live stream, the expansion marks the first major addition of new content for the game, like in general, basically, outside of its various patches that fixed the game following its disastrous launch on consoles. A short teaser trailer also released reiterating the 2023 release date that CD Projekt Red has previously announced and also sharing a handful of story details. Keanu Reeves will return as Johnny Silverhand in the expansion, and the trailer sees him warn V about an oath they just took, swearing allegiance to the United States of America. Now, real quick, I want to mention here the end of Cyberpunk 2077. This is a little bit spoilers, but depending on your decision, I mean, Johnny Silverhand is not always with you depending on what you choose here. So I don't really know how they're gonna put this DLC in, or how they're gonna explain it. But what else do we have here?
We have a quote from director Gabriel. I'm gonna try and
good. Armatagello.
Amatagello.
Swedish name.
Amatagello.
Yeah.
Sure. We're having a lot of fun with the expansion, said the game director. It's a new style of plot, new cast characters, and will expand on a district in Night City where it primarily takes place. This wasn't the only Cyberpunk news to come out of CD Projekt Red's live stream, however. The developer also announced more DLC for the game that will be released today, which was Tuesday, September 6th.
Yep.
This new content is tied into the Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime series that will be released on Netflix next week and features a handful of new cosmetics and even a new quest that takes place alongside the main Cyberpunk 2077 story. It also acts as patch 1.6, and just as the Phantom Liberty expansion is moving away from the previous PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation, this will also be the final major update coming to those consoles. In addition, we also have Transmog coming with this update, so you can look your best in Night City.
Now, James, this is it's pretty cool. So the update that was Tuesday is alongside the anime. So it adds a diner that is like a very a staple place for the anime. I guess it's like a
hub, is it sort of like a hub location that you get quests?
Oh, it could be. I'm not sure. It does have quest lines that coincide with the anime storyline, which is pretty cool, and a bunch of new clothing options that are inspired by the anime as well. Also, the first 3 episodes of the anime screened during PAX West, and I heard pretty good things about it. So I'm excited to check that out on Netflix at the end of the month.
Great.
But we have this. It's exciting, man. They're delivering on the DLC that they promised. I hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. They keep pushing it out, so I'm sure they're spending their time.
I think it needs to be good.
Oh yeah, it needs to be.
I think it needs to be good with the amount of time they put into it and the amount of
resources.
The amount of times they've delayed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the amount of resources and bouncing back from the initial release of Cyberpunk 2077, it needs to be kind of the start of a redemption story for it, which I think started with the re-release on next-gen consoles. And I think having this released on the newer platforms is going to kind of be the
push,
the seal on the envelope.
Yeah,
the push.
Now, at the same time, CD Projekt Red also put out a little graphic about what their team has been working on the last couple years and the breakdown of like, okay, here's how much of our team is working on this. Here's how much of our team is working on this. And Cyberpunk was like almost all of everything, you know? And then we started to see some shifts over to like Witcher Next Gen, the next Witcher game. We have like, it's like starting to splinter off a little bit more. So now I would say only 20% of the development studio is working on Cyberpunk, which makes me believe that I think this will be the final DLC for this game. I think this is our one and only. It's hard to tell.
I see one more.
You see one more after?
I see one more.
Okay.
I see one more after, but I don't know if it'll be a big DLC.
This one is apparently supposed to be big.
Yeah, I mean, it expands on a geographical location, a place in the game.
Yeah.
So I assume that means more geographical space.
New district
that we get. New district, new area. And so I think we'll get maybe like one more of those, maybe an expansion of the area, maybe a little more dense, maybe something more like density. Like I could see like smaller updates
Okay.
after this, perhaps like in wanting to utilize next generation hardware even more. Maybe they say like, oh, we're gonna add more density in the city, and
Yeah.
we're gonna add more vendors, or
Well, I
maybe
mean,
they're gonna be able to push for some things that they might not have originally with the original release of the game on
so we already
earlier
have
consoles.
a perk rework that has happened in the game, like a new kind of UI system that assigns perks and how they're used and stuff. We have a new police AI system coming with the new update. It's already been fixed a lot, but like, and it works better, but they're really reworking it. So I hope,
Mm-hmm.
here's my hopes, James, is that somebody picks this up because it's a free
Okay.
DLC. You're not going to have to pay for this. If you own the game, you got it. I hope that this sells copies because I'm sure that they would have, like, they said it was going to be free DLC, but I'm sure the DLC alone is going to be worth $10 or whatever. So if you could pick the game up for 10, 15, $20,
Sure.
I hope that people can jump in here and have a positive experience and have fun with it, like, at the very least, right? Or just like walk away being like, okay, not as bad as everybody said it was. At the very least, you know? And so I think,
Sure. What do you think that would do for CD Projekt? Like in terms of sort of like the success of Cyberpunk as a whole.
well, okay, we already have an anime coming, which is, they planned that before the game came
Sure.
out. We have books being
Sure.
written in the Cyberpunk world. We have another version of the game coming out. I think there's characters in here that CD Projekt Red wants to kind of, expand on. I don't
Flush out. Yeah.
I don't think
Mhm.
this is the end of the Cyberpunk world. I think this is the end of Cyberpunk 2077 though. Like this game. I don't I think it has so much bad press and people that are unwilling to try it as well that I don't know if this will be ever successful, even with more DLC and good press about it. I don't think it has the ability to, which is it's sad. It's sad. I'd love to
Mhm.
see a third person
Yeah,
Cyberpunk game
I
in the
think
future.
I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think I would too. Yeah, I don't know if I have a lot more to add, but
Yeah,
I hope this is a great expansion that like does kind of add value to the
me
Cyberpunk
too.
IP, and that it can, but like I wish and I hope for that we get something that is more like the promised Cyberpunk
Right.
that was originally like promised in the future.
Yes. It would be great. I'm definitely going to jump in with this if I can get my save file to work because it was previously corrupted and I couldn't get back in, and so I didn't even try the next gen update, which is really sad. Um, and I'm not going to start over at 60 hours in the game. Like to me, so I'm not going to do it. I'm already so far. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping for the best. I'm glad CD Projekt is actually doing the DLC and not just canning it. Um, with this announcement and they showcased the breakdown of their employees and what they're working on. They did once again say that even though The Witcher 3 next gen was like indefinitely delayed, they said it'll be out by the end of 2022. So it's like it's coming out this year still. They just
Cool.
don't have a set date on when that's coming out. So I'm excited to jump into that as well. But if you guys want to find out more about CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk 2077, the next Witcher game, the Witcher Next Gen, and all that good stuff, you can subscribe right here at Strictly Casual. If you're listening on YouTube right now, you can check out the entire episode on YouTube or on audio platforms. Just type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint. It's a little blue box checkpoint. You can check it out. This is from episode 129. We do this weekly, and you can check that out. Subscribe there. It helps us out a lot. All right, guys. Peace out, and we'll see you on the next clip. Bye-bye.